Hello there, sweet cherry baby dolls. Ethereum is actually pumping. That's right, ETH. This is the start of something new. There's something different about this pump. This is kind of like a, oh yeah, we're a bit too cheap type of pump. Now, Ethereum, friends, is very, very important to all of crypto. Ethereum is King Daddy. No one can decorrelate away from it. You just can't. Ethereum, Vitalik's love child, of course. Vitalik, the 4,000 IQ alien, of course. Now, Ethereum is the harbinger of alt season. It truly is, friends. You see, many people, they don't watch my channel, and good on them, because I need someone to sell on in euphoria. But those people, if they did watch my channel, they would know one of my Epiphany prophecy videos that I made in 2023, maybe you remember that year, was showing you most of the crypto gains in 2021 were direct function multipliers of Ethereum. Because Ethereum did a 50x from the low to the high, many altcoins did a multiplier on that. The trash ones did a 50x. Good ones did 100 to 300x. And then you had insane ones like Luna, which did an 800x. And HEX, for example, also went up huge too, from the bottom to the high. That's a 10,000x. But from the adoption amplifier, it's like 200x with the staking, 300x. But you get to see this huge, right? It's enormous. All of it came down to Ethereum. And those are the only ones, right, that we're looking at that were actually winners. Many coins that are not part of smart contract land, friends, they got wrecked. For example, Litecoin, Stellar, XRP, like they got absolutely obliterated. So they, unfortunately, they got to learn the hard way. Smart contracts are the future. We want to use smart contract platforms. We want to do the Ponzi's and the NFTs and the yield farming and birthing new communities and DEX trading and all the other stuff that people lose on. We want to do it. So let the people do it. And that's exactly what's happening. Now, as I watch this, friends, Ethereum recently tapped $2,900. And I just want to show you the chart. This is super important. This is it right now. This is the weekly chart of Ethereum. Now, where's it going? I don't know, but I'm just giving you just a little bit of a guess, friends. If you notice, Bitcoin, actually have a look at Bitcoin, okay? I'll just quickly show you. You know, Bitcoin, friends. Bitcoin recovered right to the March 2022 price. You see that? March 2022. Now, Bitcoin is the biggest coin that's recovered there first. If we go to Ethereum, friends, Ethereum has not gone there yet. You can see, look at Ethereum, friends. Ethereum, which should be at 3,500. That's actually the zone. So is it going there? I don't know. Now, if it did go there, it would be an extra, look at this, 20% move on ETH, which is huge, 3,500. And maybe the ETH BTC path goes there as well. But this is basically what we're looking for. You see how it goes up here, goes up and grinds. We want to do this big snap. Now, in this big snap, we might get this big alt season. That's what we're basically been waiting for. You see this zone, friends, everybody's like waiting, like, oh, bad news, bad news, bad news, bang. So we're just sitting here patiently trying to see what can happen. We need this Bitcoin dominance to flip down. Remember, the Bitcoin dominance is literally just the inverse of ETH BTC. I can show this to you right now. ETH BTC, we needed to go and clear this zone, man. If you go back to 2020, which is the other Bitcoin halvening year, this is basically, when Ethereum did this, people started messaging me, calling me I'm a genius. And I knew something was wrong. I was like, wait a minute. Why am I a genius? I told you it was cheap and it went up. Couldn't you see the same thing as well as buying ETH BTC down here? Friends, I was buying Ethereum down here. No one cared. They called me a genius up here. Then when the red candles came, they called me stupid again and ignored me. They came back, called me a genius again. Here they called me a scammer. Then they said I'm a genius again. I promise you, over and over and over again. And this is obviously, I wasn't on YouTube. It was just telegrams and Discords. I was like, that's really weird that every time there's a freaking green candle, people somehow think, oh, it's great, I want to be a part of it. And then it stops, it's red candle, like, oh, well, next thing. And so I start to figure out, like, oh my gosh, everybody's just following the color of the candles, friends. It's quite crazy, right? Now, we need ETH BTC, as I mentioned, to hit 0.061. It's nice to see this going in the right direction, friends. So that's basically what we're waiting for. Yeah, a lot of people, PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, ChainLink, everyone else, doesn't matter what coin you are, Solana, BNB, Polkadot, we're like, when? I've told you when. When Ethereum says it's time, that's it. Okay, Now the Bitcoin has already done the move. Bitcoin goes, hey, crypto's not going to zero. Like, okay, sweet. Now it's just a matter of time. Now Ethereum is like the risk on parameter. When we get the risk on part, then we can start to enjoy the sunshine. Now, speaking of enjoying the sunshine, friends, a lot of people, they saw this chart that I made. Okay, I know 99% of you appreciate it, but I just want to get into the psychology of average person. Now, I showed you this chart of HEX ETH. This is a very, very important chart, okay? So when you invest, friends, okay, not financial advice, do what you want. I don't really care. I'm wearing a bull hat. Moo. You got to chart against Bitcoin or Ethereum. You have to. Your gains are not real gains if you chart USD. They're not real gains. Because Bitcoin is the biggest network. So it's just like if a government bond right now gives you 5%. I took your money, I go invest in a strip club, and I go gambling with it, and I go day trading with it, and I go do illicit substances, and I deal, and I supply, and then I come back and only give you 5%, you're going to say, oh my gosh, what a waste of time. You took all that risk, you did all that activity, and all you could give me was a freaking same return as a government. It's the exact same thing here. So if you are taking someone's money and you can't outperform Bitcoin or Ethereum, you fail. Okay, not you do okay. No, big fat F fail. It's literally a fail. You are taking on risk. You got no excess reward. You literally effed. Okay, this is what happened with the XRP, friends. Look at XRP. Down 80% after 10.5 years. XRP is basically round tripped 10.5 years. It's done nothing on top of Bitcoin. Nothing. You understand? Nothing. Now, this happens in every coin, right? XRP is down 80% after 10 years. Round tripping everything for a long time. XRP has added zero value for crypto. It just sits there vulturing excess liquidity. The yield goes to Ripple, who then dump. Now, I even mentioned it here. Let's say Ripple, cripple, we call it. Let's say they let you stake. Wow, I was able to stake my XRP. Who cares if you're up a 2 or 3x? You want to see what it does to this chart? It does nothing, friends. You see, instead of being down here, okay, instead of, let me just show you, right? If we go in, instead of you being like down here, okay, you're like up here. Do you even notice that difference? That's a freaking little 2x, friends. A 2x, or maybe a 3x is up here. So you took all that risk. You're basically sideways. So it's not good enough, okay? But not good enough, but that's the game, though. That's the game. You can kick and you can scream. You can do whatever. No. That's why you think, okay, how can I get my excess return? Buy low. That's it. Buy low. You buy in the depression. When everybody's telling you something's a failure, piece of trash, Ponzi, whatever, yeah, you got to get in. That's low prices. You understand? I don't care what your product does. You buy high, you're wrecked. You buy high, you're wrecked. Best example, friends. HEX average staking length is 7.5 years or whatever it is. People locked in their money 10, 15 years. Richard Hart, billionaire, should back it. All this money was deflationary, put in, blah, blah. Did it help? Did it help? It didn't help. If you bought above 20 cents, pretty much. It still hasn't helped. Now, but the cycle's not over yet. You can't just like take any arbitrary point in time and go, oh, it wasn't worth it. But I'm just telling you, it's really important to get there. Okay, but it's outside of your control. You need more people. Everyone's got to keep working. You're obviously long because you expect it to happen. But that's pretty much it. See, the XRP people, they'll just look at the USD chart and they see it going up. No. You basically, the yield's gone to cripple. All the excess people punting here and there. Because there's always a round of people trying to punt on these things going high, friends. And that's basically what it comes down to, okay? So this is what I'm basically talking to you about. Majority of people do not care about Richard Hart 11K prediction anymore. I understand there's a lot of people sometimes talk about it. Oh, was it 10K or 50K? No one cares about that, man. Have you spoken to people? Okay, I speak to you all. Literally, this is what they care about. They say, this is what they wanted. They wanted this not to happen, where his confidence of the HEX bear market hedge, they really wanted it to work out. But it didn't. So it makes you think now. It makes you think, man, if we're not a bear market hedge, and the bear market, we're down for like 3 years now, that means if I don't sell in a bull phase, you don't have to sell the top. Friends, you don't have to sell anywhere near the top. You just got to sell within like 60% of the top, which is a huge amount. It says if you don't sell around there, you're trapped for another 3 years. Okay, so you got to think, well, that sucks. Yeah, but that's the reality of the situation. If you don't like these games, don't play. Okay, you literally leave the room, friends. If you can't handle it, get out of the kitchen. Trust me, there's going to be 10 more people coming in to play the game. All right, so this is the reality. You're looking at these. You're looking at something you might say, good product, good community. HEX is still down 90%, up 95% after 3 years. I'm telling you, yes, that means it's cheap. It's cheap, friends. See, I know, friend. I'm not playing dumb here. I know. We've got a peanut brain. You want the coin to go up because you got your little 1,500 bucks in. You want to do the 100x. You want to do the 1,000x. That's what most people do. How do I know that? I know the average clip size. I calculate the clip size. I watched the chain, did all the numbers. The average allocation for Pulse Chain and PulseX sacrifice was about $1,000. It was about 1,400 to be specific, around there, 1,400 or 1,300. That's the average amount. So that's why everyone wants 1,000x, because the average person put in $1,000. Coincidentally, go back and check my YouTube community poll. I said, where would you sell? And you go check what was 85% of you guys said, if I get $1 million in my portfolio, I click sell, walk away, throw crypto away. All of you, basically, majority of people. And I was like, oh man, you're all going to get wrecked again. Why $1 million? Why do you love that round number? I got to sell at $1 million. I'm wondering, why it's not that much? Now I realize why it's not that much. It's not that much if you're all in. It is a lot if you got $1,000, because that's your 1,000x. Okay, now I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I could just tell you there's some key formulas and principles from the past 100 years of stock markets, assets, investing, speculation. Okay, the crowd is always wrong. All right, the crowd is always wrong, friends. Their expectations never get met. Now you have to wait for the big herd to come and get in, but you can kind of see what's the herd majority already in the Pulse Chain sacrifice. So you get to see what happens, okay? But this is it. The crowd's always wrong. The crowd at the extremes. They're bullish at the tops and they're bearish at the bottoms. You already see it. Bitcoin spot ETF, friends. No one wanted to know Bitcoin at 16K. Now at 50K, they think, oh, sweet, we're all going rich. No, no, no. People already are rich from that, okay? You basically exit liquidity for GBTC and everything else. This is also something harsh to look at. HEX ETH round-tripped 3.8 years. So what people will do is, okay, they will measure from the very, very, very bottom, okay, and they'll say that. But I want to ask you something. How would you feel if I told you PulseX is 6x up from its low and that you should shut your mouth and not whinge because you should all be in infinite profit? Right? You feel like, hey, that's gaslighting, that's disingenuous, that's snake oil salesman talk. Be honest, that's what you'd say, okay? Well, now I'm just telling you that when other people say that, that's how they feel, okay? Because everyone uses that same talking point. It doesn't work, just let you know. Trust me, if it worked, Bitcoin maxis would be talking about, hey, if you bought Bitcoin back in 2013 at 112 bucks, look how much you're up. They'd be doing that. They don't do that. When Vitalik speaks and other Ethereum maxis, right? Like Sassel, for example, with the daily weight, not once does Sassel ever go, guys, you're all stupid. If you bought Ethereum at its ICO at 31 cents, you would be up by now. There is no need to complain. They don't talk like that, okay? Because that's talking to people who can't impact the price anymore in a positive way. You have to cater to the new people coming in, always. So they're always talking about, we're going to $15,000 ETH, or we're going to $10 HEX. We're going to do, that's what you have to do. That's the game. Okay. I don't choose it. I'm an observer. I have a peanut brain. I'm still wearing a bull hat with a straight back and fluffy slippers on, of course, friends. But that's exactly what the game is. Now, HEX ETH has round tripped. And look, even if you got the T-share, do you want to see where the T-share price is, friends? This is a 1x. You're around up here. Okay. So pretty much from here all the way up here. So you're making gains on it. But your money's locked in. So, you know, look, man, I know technically, yes, it's great. You're locked in, you're earning the yield. However, you automatically forfeit all the cycle one coins, narratives, ICOs, IDOs with that capital. But of course, you have to go all in and everything, but I'm just showing you that nothing's free, okay? Nothing's free. If you want to participate in that, it's slower, it's longer. You round trip with ETH, now you're relying on ETH to go up pretty much. Everyone knows this, right? As I just explained to you at the beginning of the video. There's opportunity costs everywhere. There is no free lunch. There is no free lunch. But people are coming in, wanting it everywhere. It is what it is. You got to place your bet somewhere. There's a risk everywhere, friends. Everything you do has a freaking risk. You all know it. Now, for the new people coming in, so 3.8 years of the HEX price trip running in. So yes, the staking works. Of course, yes, if you own T-shares and you stake, which of course you protect yourself from yourself, and it's great. But this is what people don't get. New people don't care. New people don't care, friends, because it's not moving the way it used to. Okay? HEX is still down. Like, look, it's still down here. Did you ever think that none of these levels would even be remotely touched by, we're almost in March of 2024 Bitcoin halving year. We're not even near the testnet version 3 price. So you don't have to explain it to me or you. Everyone in a community already knows, okay? You've got to speak to the new people coming in. That's why, friends, new people will react to, for example, when that Martini guy says, eHEX is going to $1. They react to that. They go, sweet, so what can you do for me? So it's a game, man. You can't we can't just generalize everyone. It's just a game. It's the rules of the game. You know what I mean? So if you tell people, okay, that, you know, for example, hey, Richard Hart doesn't work for you. You got to get to work. You got to do that. Okay, because I've done that. I've said things like that. I know how people react to that. They go, oh, you're telling me to work? Okay, sweet. They'll say, I'll get to work by choosing coins that are actually going up instead of down. That's their response. Okay, that's literally, that's the game. That's what you gotta think about, the greater things at play here, friends. This is growing pains of things. This is things slow down. Bitcoin, Ethereum, here and there. It is what it is, right? That's why Ethereum is, friends, third cycle curse now. Oh, friend, this is the thing, okay? How do you think people are getting rich in Ethereum? They know Ethereum, they aren't going to retire off ETH if you've got less than 300K in it now. You're not retiring. So what are people doing? They're taking the ETH and they're putting it in restaking narratives to try get airdrops so they can get all these airdrops and farm all this stuff and hope that they all go a big amount of money. They're taking like excessive risk for tiny amounts of yield. That's the end game because the thing slows down. But you could say, hey, if you were early Ethereum, you win. Yes, exactly it. Right? This thing is Pulse Chain, PulseX, cycle 1. Okay? You're technically still early. Hasn't even had a full cycle. Okay? HEX is still cycle 2. Think about Bitcoin, cycle 4. Okay? So, but people do have a response. If your coins don't move, they move up. So this is actually what I love the most. Now, it's quite cool to see this happen in real time. I said, I'm simply telling you what most people are feeling right now. And then I say, the crowd is bearish at bottoms and bullish at tops. With time, we will pump again. I'm still long Pulse, PulseX, and HEX as parts of my core portfolio. Now, what I understood from that was basically like, oh yeah, well, it's basically go time. We have to start moving. And if people don't like it, you can't blame them because the coin's not moving. What do you want them to do? Okay, friends, even Richard basically, I think, remember he's talking to someone in a stream. Someone was talking about a coin. He's basically, I forgot what it was. It was basically implying like, hey, is there something wrong with you? You like the coin that went down 90% and you hate the coin that went up this amount. Yeah, but now people are saying the same thing to these coins. They go, wait a minute. There's all these other, not just Pulse Chain altcoins, all these other cycle 1 coins, everything else up moving. It's harsh, isn't it, friends? It's hard. There is no, basically, I know what people want. People want to be given a story narrative and they want it to never change. They want it to be like a biblical story that never changes, that always pays you in dividends. But I've told you, man, markets are a moving target. They're always a moving target. Now, the aim of the game is always buy low, sell high. But the stories and the narrative is always moving, man. That's just it. That's just how you have to visualize yourself traversing this area. Said, if you interpreted my post as bearish, you are overexposed because this was also written in a tweet. Friends, I told you, the crowd's bearish at the bottoms and they're bullish on the tops. I'm still long. It is what it is. You're not seeing me type this about ChainLink. Have a look, friends. ChainLink, friends. ChainLink to its March. Look at where ChainLink was in March 2022. It's actually here. Isn't it crazy? It's actually right here. March 2022, ChainLink is here. The next part is January 2022, which is 28 bucks. Look, man, who's getting excited for this? Congratulations on your next 40%. Don't care about that. It's done. You had your chance. You had your 18 months to accumulate. A lot of people did. And a lot of people thank me for it because I had such strong, tough conviction. And it's going to flip XRP. Link XRP ratio is at 0.39. How about that? That's beautiful as well to see. Okay. Pray it happens. But you're seeing all this. And then when I show you like HEX, okay, the orange line is where the combined HEX price is. If we go back to where we were in May 2022, friends, okay, May 2022, which is the fake Pulse Chain launch, from today, this is just HEX itself, you are getting a 6.6x versus a 40% in Link to get there, right? 6.6x, it's huge just to get back Now, we didn't know these things were going to move late. Everyone thought it was going to move first because they're so strong, but it doesn't really matter. If you try to pick the timing, you'll never get it right. But I'm just showing you there's different parts of this story, friends. We can look at the psychology of everyone. You get to just understand what they're feeling, because when it comes to euphoria, you're going to have to exit. You will have to exit. And the only way for you to exit is for you to look around metaphorically, and we look at everybody, and I want to see what they're feeling. Not just hear, like see it. I want to go, I'm seeing desperation. I'm seeing someone who only put in $1,000 into the PulseX sacrifice, and now that it's up, I don't know what the number is, now that it's up 20x above day one sack, they've only got 20 grand. But they know if they weren't a little bitch and they added 5 grand at the low, they would have 550 grand, because they would have the 10x and then a 2200x. You know what I mean? That's what that's what I want to see. I want to see that. I'm like, I see a bunch of copers here. I see a bunch of people who didn't DCA buy at the bottom, and now they're latching onto these desperations, okay? And hopefully there are X factor signals. Ty Lopez, Andrew Tate, Bitcoin, weird signals, Ethereum ETF, Jim Cramer calls for $30,000 ETH. You know, like, I'm hoping all of these things line up and you see it with the crowd, because you got to get this 100% right. If you don't get it right, look what happens, friends. I mean, it's not me, it's the chart telling you. If you don't get this right, you round trip 3.8 years. So yeah, the stakes are high. If it makes you nervous, it should, because it's game time now. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Tell mom and dad you love them. Catch you soon.